Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fireside chat. This is episode 7, where we recap all things totally dramatic survival games. My name is Edwin Voorhees. I am the host of TDSG, and I am joined today by our lovely Chef Michi is here playing, and we're gungry.
We're gungry.
Gungry.
Honestly, the Gunger Games was one of my favorite challenges when I did Hydrate or Dihydrate. Also, because I won the the RNG challenge.
Yes. Yep.
I still remember how angry Lauren got that I got that.
Well, so the fishing challenge, the fishing part of this episode, we did a lot of these challenges from this episode in Hydrate or Dihydrate for Survivor. The fishing one we did verbatim. It was the first person to catch an enchanted book would be safe and would not have to move on to the next round, because we were doing it in elimination style last time. But yeah, first challenge, within like 15 seconds you fished that book right up. It was hilarious.
It was great.
It was great. I was like, oh, I thought we were gonna be there for a few minutes. So
no, I honestly, like, camp shenanigans aside, and wishing Nugs a happy birthday, and also realizing how long ago we filmed this while I was still out of commission because of my fried power supply.
Yeah.
I gotta say that the challenge, I laughed at Nugs and Pixel interacting when you threw them into the death dome, because honestly they were like terrified.
The trauma.
Absolutely scared, because they were just there the months before, probably weeks before, with
the talent show.
The talent show.
Yep. I know. Well, the death dome had a new look, so now it's even like scarier. So
but Pixel being eliminated off the bat.
Yeah, off the bat. So
and I felt Nugs screech in my soul. I was like, Pixel, no!
I know. It was so. The moment we went to the death dome, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a good challenge. So for those of you at home who are like, what's going on? And if for some weird reason you clicked into this without watching the episode first, go watch the actual episode of TDSG on this channel. It's the Gunger Games episode 7. Last week, we played the Great Minecraft Race and said goodbye to Red and Dion. Very unfortunate, but very good race, very dramatic. And
incredible.
So this is our little return to form, and the teams are now merged. It is an individual game. No more pairs, no more teams. That's what we're working with. Just normal vote outs. Now Camp Counselor grants you safety instead of the old perks. So yeah, but we have the Gunger Games series of mini challenges, one person eliminated at a time. We kind of already talked about the Death Dome. Do you have anything else to add about the Death Dome?
Not particularly. I'll be very, very, very honest with you.
Yeah, we've done... the one thing I will add is we've done the Death Dome, and spoiler alert, you're going to see it again as a full challenge. I'll just throw it out there, because I think anyone who knows Survivor or TDSG by this point would know how important it is. But since season 1 of Survivor, this is our 4th Minecraft reality show, we have always done the Death Dome. And the hardest part about it is the players seem to understand really fast that I'm just going to hide in a corner and let everyone else take the mobs. And so we saw a bunch of people watching Nugs and Pixel fight the mobs while they just sat in the corner. So I felt bad.
I did too, because like they really, really, really just tried their best to like write things out, so they would make it past the next round.
Right. So we noticed that. So the next time we do come back here, there's a little bit more of a stipulation that changes the Death Dome up a bit. But We do say goodbye to Pixel in our first round, and now we move to. It's not my favorite round. I would be lying if I said it was.
No, I know.
Edwin trivia. It was great.
It was.
I think a lot of people were pissed off.
Of course, because they had to be.
Right. Yeah, the whole point of this challenge was to be as bullshit as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, like, that's what we were going for. So, 10 questions about me, yours truly. Unfortunately, a lot of those answers in that book have changed. I don't know if anyone has seen it, but I literally asked a question about my cats, and now both of them are no longer with us. I think my favorite restaurant, two of those are the same, but one of them is different. So at the time, it was just based off of what was happening at the time. I've gone to the hospital more since. Woohoo.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the time, it was fun. It was funny. Anytime that we get to see our players rage, it probably means that we did a good job.
Yep.
That's the good way to put it. So
that is the best way to put it.
Yeah, but it was fair, because even the people who know me close were getting questions wrong, and everything we had talked about at some point throughout recording. So it's whatever. But Jacob gets eliminated from the round, and that brings us to. It was supposed to be red light, green light, but then Toad had to leave. So then we went to the cliff dive again. I don't know what we thought we were doing with that mini challenge. It was not good. I think that was my least favorite. Yeah, the one where we were jumping off and saying funny things as we fell to our death.
Yeah, that wasn't, like, it was not as dramatic as
No. And improv,
everything else.
right. Improv is really hard, but I don't think we provided the best setting. And for the types of challenges that we had, I wanted to provide as much variety, and that was what we could do in the moment. But I think Gabe gets eliminated from the cliff dive after mentioning my D&D character Tony Droney from the trivia. So I don't know, it was funny, but I think my favorite was probably Nugs, which was like, what was it? Why did the chicken cross the road? Why? And then she just screamed as she fell. No punchline. Yeah. But
we love Nugs though.
Oh yeah, it was great. I'm trying to think. That's like the only one that I can remember. No offense to all of our other campers, I can't remember that well. But
yeah.
Next, this is where things start to deteriorate. So this is the big thing that I want to talk about with this episode, because not only were people pressed about the bullshittiness of the challenges, we recorded this episode late, so people were tired. They were getting sleep angry, tired angry. Everyone was starting to get like short with each other, and I was starting to get short because people being annoyed was annoying me. Mm-hmm. And that's when this episode starts to fall apart. So let us move into the blaze, or the nether, or the wither skull hunt / the blaze rod hunt, whatever. It all started with us going in. We were so prepared, and then it was, we can't find the fortress. Can you just teleport us there? Oh, we can't find wither skulls. Can we reduce it? It was just like, the challenge was too hard, which it was, but Yeah, once we changed the rules, it was done within seconds.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like this portion of the episode when things
Like,
start to tilt?
there's like a lot going on, and honestly, when things started to tilt, because I wasn't there physically, so I couldn't really see everything. I could feel the frustration, and this is, you and I discussed, this is like an experiment. This is us
Right.
doing this for the first time. So evidently, now with everything, we know better.
Right. I know, and that's the thing. We both said going into TDSG that we wanted one competition that was almost just like pure luck based. And that's what we got out of this. That's what we were looking for. We wanted something kind of relaxed and chill, because between the talent show, between the Minecraft race, all of the challenges we did, and even next episode is another big big challenge. But we just, I think we realized that we were going at a very fast pace with heavy challenges, that it was easy to just throw in a series of small things and call it at that, and just do an elimination style type of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But also, I realized that I have socks on the floor back there. Oh well. Who cares?
You're fine.
But yeah, so Nugs got gungered this round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite part of this episode. It's just the Gunger jokes.
Yeah.
I got gungered.
I got gungered.
It's so great.
It was great, honestly.
Honestly, the best thing to come is the invention of the term Gunger hand. So,
yeah.
And its legacy lasts. So, we'll get into that as we kind of get to the end of the episode. But next challenge, we have the fishy go fishing. The only person to get a book was the one person not even playing the challenge, Gabe. So we had to reduce it to treasures, and Felix got eliminated. So,
yeah.
I don't think there's anything much of note there. That was the one true, like, this is luck based. You either fish it up or you don't, and you have zero control over if you do or not. So. And then next was Minecraft trivia. I feel like we're not doing a good job explaining this episode. We're kind of just
because it's a hard episode to explain, to be honest.
This episode is really just because we can't really. The whole point of the Fireside chat is to like take you behind the scenes of the episode and explain everything. And while we can do that for all of our challenges and talk about what's going on in the background of the challenges while we recap, there's not really much to talk about, because these mini challenges were all so surface level that it was meant to be easy for all of us. So we're already at 14 minutes and we're like already almost done talking about the episode, which is crazy.
I mean, because it's such it's a high-flying, super fast episode. It just takes a while because the trivia segments take so long, so no question is missed.
Right, exactly. The trivia segments were the longest portion. Next time, I would probably reduce it or try to find a way to make it easier, but especially
I'd say cut it to 5 questions each.
Yeah, something like that. Or maybe do like one trivia, because 2 trivias was too much. So... because next we go into Minecraft trivia, and it was Minecraft trivia. I don't think I have anything to add on that end.
No, it's pretty particular and straightforward, and Lauren and Dylan were the ones who excelled there. Right. But Edgy was close. Edgy came back at the end and nearly tied it. Did tie it.
and in the tiebreaker, they were only off by like 5 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
It was something small. So Dylan just like barely squeaked through. Bless you. No, you're so good. And yeah, that brings us into our poetry.
Honestly, both poems were like wild.
They were wild in their own regards. I think now, if I had to go back and pick so let me ask you this. Let's say we go back, because I declared a double win because they were both so good. Now, you're a writer and you do a lot of reading too. If we had to go back and declare only one winner, who would you choose?
Dylan.
I would choose Dylan. Because Lauren's was great, and that felt like true poetry, but I love to laugh, and that whole joke about I will give you my... That was just... that was so funny.
It was really good.
Mm-hmm. We have... next week... Oh my god. Next week, I'm in the middle of editing next week's episode. We're just taking a break to record this now.
Mm-hmm.
Next week's episode is so... It's funny, but it's also so chaotic. Like, yeah. I really wish I could show the clip, but I'm not going to say what the challenge is next week, because I want it to be a surprise for anyone who does not know. But if you ever wanted to hear Mickey Mouse sing in Japanese, you're gonna hear it next episode.
It's iconic. It's iconic.
It's such an iconic episode, and we'll get to it then. But like, I feel like the comedy was just like enough for your taste buds until we get into next episode. If you experience a weird cut, nothing happened. It's just
nobody came in to interrupt us at any point.
Nothing happened. There's no weird cut here. We are in fact talking about the poetry that was happening, because we said we would have crowned Dylan because of that. But anyway,
because of his jokes, because they were really funny.
Right. Oh, and then we were talking about next episode. Yeah, so we'll get into that later, but let's get into, because there's two main deliberations that happen between the votes. Let's start because...
Sorry, don't mean to promote the author. I love her.
Oh, no, you're fine. Promo
I was
all
just
away.
I wish I could promote her. It's like, this is a monster author, and this is her first like actual human romance, and
love it.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Anyway, you were saying.
Yes. We were saying, so there's two main deliberations.
Two different deliberations.
This is where we really start, because this is our first merge vote. This is really where we start to see the two groups split off for the first time. We see that it's Gabe, Lauren, Jacob, Dylan on one side, and on the other side we have Pixel, Nugs, Edgy, Felix, and then Toad, but Toad isn't there. So we have a 5-4 even split, and it's clear that these two groups are going after each other. So let's start with Lauren and Dylan and Jacob and Gabe. They have a little bit... So this is where we start to see some of the drama unfold with the I'm tiredness. People kind of getting angry, tired. Because Lauren calls out, I believe, Dylan and Jacob, and they were talking about how the episode didn't run that smoothly. And so they want to vote out Nugs, because Nugs was talking a lot during the episode. How do you feel about that?
I mean, considering how everything else plays out, them wanting to pick out Nugs shows how much what you and I have been saying, like in retrospect, how Nugs has been growing as a competitor throughout the whole process, and it's shown that they're noticing it to want to chop her off now.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was just so much going on that when they look at the other side, and plus, I think Nugs at this point was in a really good position because she really had to pick a side right here, because before she was kind of playing between everyone. I don't want to say a floater game, but it's the best term to describe it. And now it's one group versus one group, and if you side with a group, there's no going back. So I think just seeing that position of power plus I think everyone was just tired and upset. I think that's why we started to see the tides turn against Nugs on that side of things. And then in Edgy, Pixel, Felix, and now Nugs, we learn of a plan that has been established to get rid of Jacob. Why do you think that's happening? Or happened?
I don't.
I think Lauren sums it up best. I'm going to put it a little bit kinder than Lauren puts it, but Lauren says that this group votes on vibes, and Jacob doesn't fit the vibe. And
Gotcha. Yeah, that's right. We were discussing this earlier.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that they vote based off of vibes, but I do definitely think that of those four, Jacob was the one causing the most controversy amongst the competitors, and it was easier to get rid of him now. And
it was technically easier to get rid of him now because he also
bless you.
Sorry. As you know, we learned to discover throughout the course of this, Jacob likes attention, and he will do a lot of things to get attention.
Yeah. Jacob is a very, very hard game player. So, and I don't think that should be held against him, but the player base that we had was very much not like that. Whereas I feel like that competitive spirit would serve well on most reality shows. This is a very, I don't want to say low-key or nonchalant, but our group was really just playing to have fun.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, and I think Jacob was playing a little too hard for their liking. So on Edgy's side, Edgy has a steal a vote. And on Lauren's side, Lauren has Dion's idol because Dion actually gave it to her before being eliminated. So now it's like, okay, advantages are being thrown into the mix. Who is going home? Well, the answer is, by a vote of 6-3, Jacob.
Yep.
Lauren does not use the idol, and Edgy does use the steal a vote, and Jacob goes to Failsville. It feels weird because this whole season's been filled with people coming back, people being eliminated who haven't been there that long. This was the first elimination where it felt like, damn, like, that's somebody going home. Because I think just being 7 episodes through, we expected this to come. But now that we're at the merge, I think this is when it really hit me that we were in the latter half of the game. Which we are.
Yeah.
We're halfway
100%
through.
agree.
So that brings us down to 8. We started with 14 players. Down to 8. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about the first line? Yeah, how do you feel about the first half of the season thus far?
Like, it's been a journey, and I've loved every single minute of it. I just wish my power supply hadn't crapped out what it did.
True. Very true. But we work with what we got, and luckily we still have a full half of a season to go. But yeah, next episode, there's one more last twist in the season before we go back to standard gameplay. Because next episode, it's the return of all of our favorite things. The dance sync for your dynasty. Was that what you were laughing at?
No, I was laughing at something else, but yeah.
Oh, okay. And it's the return of the dancing for your dynasty. It's another judging challenge, and it's a fun time. It's a little chaotic. I was mentioning to Michi, it's harder to edit this episode because a lot of the episodes, or every episode you've seen so far, I've mostly been cutting out the fluff and prioritizing the story of the episode, and it's been rather easy to figure that out. This episode had a lot. I had to cut out some non-fluff, and it was really hard to tell that story. So I think I did it to the best of our ability, but
you did.
It's fun. It's fun. So come back next week where we will be showing our support for drag artists.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
I want to say, I mean, the real way to support your drag artists, go to your local shows and support the queens directly. But like, we're doing a drag race type of thing next week, so stay tuned. But in the meantime, any final comments?
Nope.
All right.
I just can't wait for y'all to see what comes next.
In the meantime, this has been Edwin Voorhees, joined by Chef Michi. And we will see you next week at noon. Nope. Yep, noon Eastern time for another episode of the Fireside Chat, where we will be recapping episode 8 of TDSG. And as always, next Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, you get to see a very special episode. This is by and far the episode that all of us put so much work into. Like, my hands should go off screen because of like where the bar was set. It was like up here. Y'all can't even see it. I put in, this is the most work I've put in, the most work the campers put in. So if you really want to support us, please show the support to that episode. So we will see you then.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye.